A teenager I'd never seen before showed up at my door with a suitcase and said, "Mom told me to live with you now. She said you'd understand." I didn't understand. I stood in my doorway staring at this kid. I couldn't recognize a single thing about him. He looked 15 or maybe 16. He was lanky with dark hair, wearing jeans with holes in them and a hoodie 2 sizes too big. His suitcase was beat up, one wheel missing. He had a backpack slung over his shoulder that bulged with everything it was holding. I finally broke the silence. "I don't know what you're talking about. Who's your mom?" He pulled out a phone, showed me a photo. I didn't recognize her at first. Then it clicked. 20 years disappeared in a second. Diane. I hadn't seen her face since high school. We dated for a few months senior year. She was funny, smart, way out of my league. Then she got a scholarship somewhere else and we ended things on good terms. I never saw her again. The kid was watching me. "You recognize her?" It wasn't a question. Yeah, I knew her a long time ago. My mind was racing. The kid was 15. We dated 20 years ago. The math didn't work, but my heart was still pounding. He saw how hard I was thinking and shook his head. "Relax, you're not my dad." She was very clear about that. My dad died when I was 5. Relief hit me first, then confusion. "Wait, then why are you here? Why did she send you to me?" He didn't answer. Just stood there holding that suitcase like it was the only thing keeping him upright. "Can I come in? I took 3 buses to get here." I stepped aside. Didn't know what else to do. He sat on the edge of my couch, still gripping his suitcase. I sat across from him and waited. "My mom's dying." He said it flat, like he'd said it too many times already. "Cancer. She found out 2 years ago. She's been fighting, but it's not working anymore. Doctors say she has a few weeks left." I didn't know what to say. 20 years of silence and now this. Why didn't she reach out? I would have. I stopped. Would have what? I didn't even know she was sick. She didn't want to be a burden. That's what she always says. He finally let go of the suitcase, set it on the floor. When she knew she wasn't going to make it, she started calling people. Anyone who might take me in. Her family's gone. Dad's family blamed her for his death and cut us off years ago. She called old friends, people she worked with, neighbors. Everyone had an excuse. He looked at me with those tired eyes. "She said you were different. She said you were the only person who was ever kind to her without wanting something back." He pulled a letter from his pocket. "She wrote this for you. Made me promise to deliver it in person." I unfolded the letter. The paper was creased in all directions like it had been read and refolded a dozen times. Her handwriting made my chest ache. Same loopy letters from the notes she passed me in homeroom. "Dear Trevor, I know this isn't fair. Showing up after 20 years with something this big, but I'm out of options and out of time." She told me about her life, the good parts and the bad. Marrying young, having her son Luke, being happy for a while, then how everything came crashing down when her husband Richard died in a car accident. She spent 10 years doing everything alone, struggling to get by. Then it all got worse when the diagnosis came, and the slow realization she wasn't going to win this fight settled. I've spent 6 months trying to find someone to take care of Luke when I'm gone. My family is gone. Richard's parents haven't spoken to me since the funeral. I called every friend I ever had. Most didn't answer. The ones who did had reasons they couldn't help. I don't blame them. It's a lot to ask. I turned the page. "You're the last option I have. I saved you for last on purpose. Because if you say no, I don't know what I'm going to tell my son." The next part made me stop breathing. "I know it's crazy to ask this. We were kids. It was 20 years ago. But you were good to me, Trevor. Really good. And I need to believe that still means something. That the boy who walked me home every night, even though it was out of his way, grew up to be a man who would help a kid with nowhere else to go." I put the letter down. Luke was staring at his shoes, waiting for the verdict. I looked up at him. How many people really said no? 16. She wasn't exaggerating. 16 people turned away a dying woman's son. I was number 17, the only one left. I looked at him, at the suitcase with one wheel, at this kid who rode 3 buses to knock on a stranger's door. "You hungry?" He blinked. "Yeah, I haven't eaten since this morning." I walked to the kitchen. "Guest room's down the hall. We'll figure out the rest tomorrow." He didn't move. "You're letting me stay?" I opened the fridge. "Yeah, you can stay."